My name is Jennifer. I'm 43 years old, and I'm hooked on Spanish soap operas. Thanks to streaming services, I've been binge-watching one drama after another. Spanish soap operas are always dramatic, but something truly dramatic happened in my life too. Let me tell you about it. It happened almost 6 years ago. I was living with my husband, who was older than me. We never had children, but I thought our time together was good. One day, I got a call from my best friend, Monica, who had been with me since childhood and even attended our wedding. "Hey, it's been a while. I wanted to let you know I got divorced." "Oh, wow, that must have been tough. Let's go out for drinks." Later, when I got home, I was about to tell my husband the news, but he surprised me by saying, "I know Monica got divorced." "What? How did you know that? I didn't tell you." At that moment, my husband gave me a strange look, like something was off. "I heard you say it," he said, and left the room. "I don't remember saying anything," I replied, confused. I told him Monica was divorced, and we planned to go for drinks. My husband then said, "I'll come too. We can all comfort Monica together." "Wait, you want to join us?" "No." I was puzzled. I thought it would be a girls' night out, but he asked me to ask Monica, so I did. I thought she'd say it was better to go without him, but instead, she replied, "Sure, let's all have a drink together." I'd rather not have a drink with my husband, I thought, but agreed anyway. So, the three of us, my husband, Monica, and I, went out. It turned out to be a fun night. Monica mostly talked about her ex-husband's bad behavior, and we laughed along with her. It felt like she had all of our attention. Even though she had just gone through a divorce, she seemed to be enjoying herself the most. I was happy we all hung out together. Then, I needed to use the restroom. When I returned, I noticed something strange. Monica and my husband were looking at each other in a way that felt too intimate. They hadn't seen each other since our wedding. I couldn't understand how they had become so close so quickly, just after a few drinks. It felt like I was interrupting a date between two lovers. I sat back down, and things seemed normal again, but I couldn't shake the feeling something wasn't right. The night was almost over, so I paid the bill and we got ready to leave. Monica was very drunk, and then my husband said, "I'll take her home." I was taken aback. "You'll take her home?" I asked. "Shouldn't we both take her home? She lives alone and it's late. You can take a cab home by yourself." He replied, "If I take her in a cab, she'll get to her apartment." "No," I said, "I'm worried about her. She can't make it home by herself." I felt uneasy but couldn't quite explain why. He agreed. "Okay, I'll go home myself." I left them there and went home alone. Part of me didn't want to leave them together, but I also wanted to investigate their relationship. Once I got home, I went straight to my husband's study. It wasn't a bedroom, just his private space. Maybe it had answers. I didn't want to search through Monica's house. It felt too rude, but when I went through the study, I found a photo album that I didn't remember seeing before. Something told me not to look, but I couldn't stop myself. Flipping through it, I saw picture after picture of my husband and Monica, smiling and clearly close. The pictures looked like they were taken while we were married. It seemed they had been secretly meeting for over 10 years. Anger took over, and my dizziness from drinking made me feel sick. I ran to the bathroom, but before I could throw up, my husband came home. "Oh, you threw up? You drank that much?" my husband asked, rubbing my back. "Don't touch me," I snapped, pushing his hand away. "Hey, it's me." "Yeah, I know who you are. I'm fine. I just hate you," I said. I wanted to get so drunk that I wouldn't feel the pain anymore. "Go wait for me in the living room. We need to talk." "What?" I asked, taking a deep breath. "Why are you acting like this? Is it because I dropped her off?" He seemed to be pretending it was a joke. "Okay, I'll change my tone," he said. "Now, first question, what does this picture show?" He looked at the album I found in his room. I only showed him the cover, but his face turned pale. "Next?" I asked. "This is a simple yes or no. Is there any wife who could look at this picture and be okay with it?" He didn't answer, so I asked, "How do I feel right now? Tell me." He stayed quiet. "Why don't you say something instead of staying silent?" I said, getting angry. "It's like you're blaming me, and it's really annoying." "Okay, I cheated. I'm really stupid. I'm sorry," he finally said. I would have felt better if he'd just apologized with some emotion, but instead, he stayed quiet for a long time, and then he said, "She's the one for me. Monica and I both married the wrong people. After everything, we finally found each other. I think we're soulmates. We have a special connection." What? Are you a poet now? I said, completely shocked by his words. I know I made a mistake marrying you. We're not right for each other. Monica and I are meant to be together. It feels like fate. Okay, now you've completely lost it. You and I aren't connected spiritually. I hope you understand that. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I realized that he and I were totally incompatible. My best friend betrayed me, my husband betrayed me, and I honestly couldn't even cry anymore. I was willing to let him go to Monica because he was such a bad husband. I don't understand what you're saying, except that you're speaking nonsense. You and I aren't compatible either. You're crazy, and I don't get it. I knew it. If that's how you feel, then you'll agree to divorce me peacefully, right? I want to be with Monica, he said. Got it. So, you're not going to pay for alimony? I asked. Then I have one night. You know this isn't good, I said, not really responding to what he said. I don't think I'm in the right spiritual tuning. I can't hear you at all, but I could just a moment ago, he replied. I spoke in a cold, empty tone. What? My husband asked, confused. I gave him a ridiculous answer to his ridiculous request for divorce. What's wrong with you, Jen? He asked. I didn't answer. I just ignored him and walked into the shower room. He followed, shouting, What kind of person are you in the middle of an important conversation? I'll never be free unless you agree to divorce me. I kept ignoring him. I'll be free to do what I want, and you'll be free from today. You are nothing to me now. You're just like a useless object I'll throw away. Prepare for that, I said. The next day, my husband went to work in a bad mood. I didn't say good morning, serve him breakfast, or help him with his tie like I usually did. I had taken the day off after everything that happened. I woke up just in time for him to leave. Well, I'll be living alone from today. Maybe I'll tidy up my room, I said to him. When he came home that evening, I heard him call out, I'm home, but I didn't respond. I heard him start shouting about how all his shoes were missing. Hey, Jen, where are my shoes? And why are you eating without me? He shouted. I threw your shoes away. It's normal to eat alone when I live here alone. I've saved up some money, so I'm having expensive steak and champagne, I said, not looking at him, just watching TV and laughing while I ate. Jen, are you even listening to me? He asked. I poured myself another glass of champagne, ignoring him. You've got to be kidding me. We'll talk after I get out of the shower, okay? He said. I wondered if he'd go upstairs to get his pajamas. Then I heard a thumping noise from the stairs. Jen, why is there nothing in my room? Where are my pajamas? I live alone now, right? You're saying I don't even need clothes? I just figured that since I live alone, I don't need to do anything, I said, casually finishing my meal. I got up and walked into the bedroom without reacting to him. Where's my food? He asked, following me. Go buy your own food. I live alone, remember? I said, not looking back. I had already taken my shower, so I went straight to my bedroom. I even got rid of his toothbrush. I couldn't wait to see how he'd deal with it the next morning. When I woke up, my husband was sitting in the chair, looking like Rodin's statue, the thinker. He had been in such a hurry the night before that he hadn't even showered. His hair was messy, and his scalp was showing through his thin hair. He looked like a mess. When he saw I was awake, he knelt in front of me, trying to get my attention. He apologized. I honestly didn't expect him to go this far. It hurts when you scorn me, but I've done terrible things to you, without caring about your feelings. I'm sorry, he said. That's exactly right, I replied, but I didn't say anything else. I want us to start over. I couldn't believe he was saying that. I was shocked, but I gave him the most disgusted look I could manage. No, 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 I can't live with a spiritually cheating, messed up guy, I said. You don't like it? He asked, surprised by my reaction. You should know why by thinking about what you did. Please, say something. I'll do whatever you want, he said, pleading. Yes, here it comes, I thought. This was why I had kept quiet. Whenever we fought, he'd promised to do anything for me, usually buying me something like a purse, and that was the end of it. I knew he was using his usual tricks. Okay then, do as I say, I finally said. The words I had been waiting to say came out of my mouth. I smiled at him, but his face fell, full of despair. I enjoyed seeing that expression. No, 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 I don't mean that, he stammered, confused by my sudden change in behavior. I have no intention of accepting any other terms, I said, my voice steady. Do you really think you can just get away with the affair after all this time? I'm taking both of you to court. You'll both pay for what you've done. He looked into my eyes, sensing my resolve. Okay, he said quietly. Thanks, I replied with a cold smile. I'm going to seek compensation from both you and Monica, and I'll be telling her ex-husband everything. He'll probably go for alimony, and so will you. Good luck paying that. What do you mean? He asked, confused. Come on, get up and take your things, I said. Take your bag and leave. I forced my husband to grab his bag, dragging him to the door. Where are you taking me? Outside, I replied. I'm leaving this house. It's mine now. It's not nice to have strangers here. I don't like this. Can't you at least wait until after the divorce? He asked. No, I said firmly, that's not happening. Why not? What's going on with you, Jen? You suddenly started talking like this, and now you're so cold. Shut up and leave, I snapped. With all the anger and frustration I had built up over the years, I pushed him out of the house. It felt good to finally take control. Before the divorce papers were served, my husband, Monica, her ex-husband, and I had a meeting. Monica confessed that she had fallen in love with my husband at our wedding, and they started their affair right after. They kept it hidden, waiting for both of them to be divorced before being open about it. They had betrayed both families. Monica's ex-husband had been devastated when he found out about her affair. Honestly, I didn't feel bad hearing that. It just gave me more ammunition for the alimony case. After being kicked out, my husband moved in with Monica, but once they received the alimony papers from both me and her ex-husband, things took a turn. We can't remarry if we're both in debt, Monica told him. I'll find someone with better financial stability. She gave him a quick goodbye, and that was it. She kicked him out. Wasn't she your soulmate, the one you're spiritually connected to, and now you're losing her over money? I couldn't help but feel disgusted. Suck it up, this is what you get for betraying your wife, I said. 6 years have passed since then. My ex-husband retired and ended up spending most of his retirement money on alimony. He's still struggling, living a miserable life. Monica, on the other hand, is buried in debt. No man will want to marry her again, not the same person she is now. She's working in a tough environment, clearly struggling to make ends meet with the alimony payments. As for me, I've received a lot of money, but I don't do anything extravagant. I just work and live a simple life. In life, you never know what will happen, so I'm focused on doing what I want and living modestly. Like they say, if you're prepared for anything, you're prepared for everything. And, of course, I still enjoy watching Spanish soap operas every day. Recently, I found a colleague who shares the same interest. We've even talked about visiting Spain together someday. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I'm not going to waste time checking anyone's spiritual soul vibrations. I'm just going to live a peaceful, healthy life. Today, my goal is simple: to be happier.